Two South African designers have been selected to showcase their work at the Moscow Fashion Week. Out of 1,038 applications received from designers from 151 cities, the boys of Soweto and Dope Store made the cut. They will be representing South Africa on the 5th of March. Joining us now from Moscow is Andile Cele, the brains behind Dope, an original design enterprise. Andile, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on Newzroom Afrika. Congratulations are in order for you. Talk to us about how you're feeling. You're currently in Moscow as we speak.
Yes, good morning to you, Mpho, and your listeners. I am currently in -6 degrees Moscow. But I'm excited as ever to showcase my brand and my designs and my talents to different audience, just to see how they can receive what I'm doing and see where I can take my brand.
So talk to us about, what you're going to be showcasing in Moscow. I mean, you were selected out of over 1,000 applicants who were hoping to be freezing cold like you are as you and I speak.
I'm going to be showing my autumn-winter collection for 2024. Basically, the brand is inspired by an athlete, a tennis star that doesn't exist, where we showcase products that they wear if they're playing tennis, if they are going out to dinner with friends, or if they're going to attend some gala events. So the brand celebrates Africa and this made-up tennis athletes.
And what inspires you? What inspires you? I mean, to have you showcase in Moscow, and of course, be uniquely South African, and having been chosen after so many people were hoping to have also been selected. What inspires your work, your design aesthetic?
My design aesthetic is I've been in the industry for 15 years this year, so. My story in terms of design has always been about tennis, always been about celebrating our African roots. It's always been about celebrating youth culture. That's kind of where Dope Store was born. And then obviously over the years it's evolved into different parts where we have our own brand now. We showcase at different fashion weeks. We showcase at Soweto Fashion Week. So that now led us to being selected because of what our story has been and our journey with Soweto Fashion Week as well.
Yeah.
So that kind of led our story to move forward.
Dope Store has evolved into a culture hub that curates and influences a youth subculture and a lifestyle, almost like a cult movement. How have you achieved that?
It's through steps, just like any other cult, how it comes about. And I like how you've kind of specified that it's almost like a cult movement, because it started with just a bunch of kids when I was also much younger, maybe like 15, 20 of us. And then obviously it's evolved to hundreds of thousands now, where they get the cult, they get the movement, they get what we're trying to do in terms of expressing ourselves. And it's more than just fashion. Like you said, it's a culture, it's fashion, it's music, it's art. But we concentrate a lot in terms of making the wearable goods, but it moves on from there as well. We do curate music. Like now we're using OK Malum Cool Cat's track in terms of how we showcase our products. That's somebody that we started the culture with. So it moves and and the whole thing is to inspire the movement of creativity.
In inspiring the movement of creativity, I know that you will be amongst other designers from Brazil, China, Egypt, India, Indonesia. How are you standing out as a proudly South African brand?
It's just our story, really, because the colors that we use, they're inspired by our environment. The fabrics that we use are inspired by our environment. So we never run away from our environment where we come from. I mean, we come from South Africa, Johannesburg. So we never run away from that. We come from Africa, South Africa, Johannesburg. That's our story. That's always going to influence how we tell the story going forward or going back. And if you look at our stories previously, it always tells that story that we are from Africa, we are from South Africa, we are based in Johannesburg. So that influences the everyday hustle and bustle of Johannesburg, influences what we do. whether we like it or not.
It's one thing, Andile, to have a great story, to come from a great country, but of course it all boils down to the quality of the garments that you present. That in itself must have been a challenge, I would imagine, looking at the industry and the quality of seamstresses and tailors. How did you navigate that?
I mean, that's always a challenge. I mean, like even the power situation that's happening, something that takes a day now can take 3 days. But we've experienced, like I said, we're 15 years in the game, so we have some experience in terms of how to navigate getting the fabric, getting the seamstresses, getting the right factories to manufacture our products, getting the right factories to brand our products. So we've got more or less like 15 years of experience. We can move about, but there's always, we welcome difficultiness because at the end of the day, this is our passion and this is a job. So a job is always going to come with difficult factors. As long as you welcome them and you are solution based, you're always going to find a way to navigate and get the idea that you're trying to push through.
As you will be setting foot on the Moscow ramps at the Fashion Week there, what are you mostly looking forward to?
Just interacting with other designers and finding out how they're navigating the industry. Looking at finding ways to collaborate with people from outside of our borders, so that we can take our story outside of our borders, because we all have similar interests. We just gotta find the people that you get along with, so that we can collaborate and get into a global space. For us, we want to be more than just a local brand. We want to become a global brand and a global powerhouse. So opportunities like coming to Moscow Fashion Week and working with Soweto Fashion Week, and they're coming up and bringing these platforms. That helps grow our business. You know,
yeah.
if you're a local business and you become a global business, everything changes.
Absolutely, everything does indeed change. Thank you so much for talking to us, and all the best. Andile Cele, founder of Dope, which is a designer original as South African designers, one of two really showcasing their garments, their fashion on the Moscow Fashion Week ramp. Wishing him all the best there. Let's take